morning, mathematicians. We're looking at lesson 2, share more sandwiches. And in this cool down, we're again going to answer the question of how much sandwich. Number 1 says 4 sandwiches are equally shared by 5 students. How much sandwich does each student get? Show or explain your reasoning. So let's start off with drawing a model similar to yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and draw out that we have one sandwich here, a second sandwich here, a third sandwich here, and a fourth sandwich here. Now this time our sandwiches are going to be shared by 5 students. So no longer are we going to divide these into fourths like yesterday. Today we're going to be dividing these up into fifths. So here I'm going to do a partition here to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Of course, these are rough partitions. I'm doing this with my stylist, and it's not going to be perfect when it's drawn by hand, but we're doing this as best as we can to really just represent the situation. All right, now, how many students are sharing these sandwiches? Well, 5 students are sharing this sandwich. So student 1 is going to get a fifth here, a fifth here, a fifth here, and a fifth here. So the question is, how much of a sandwich does each student get? Well, if they're getting 1/5 of this sandwich, and a fifth of this sandwich, and a fifth of this sandwich, and a fifth of this sandwich, if we were to add those together, we notice that they have 1, 2, 3, 4 fifths, right? When we add 1/5 4 times, we have 4 fifths. Now, this does tell us that we need to show or explain our reasoning. Remember that drawing a diagram is showing your reasoning, but I'm also going to add a sentence. I think it's important when your question has words to make sure that your answer has words too, namely words that relate back to the context. I almost want you to think about this like it is a caption to your diagram, right? So let's relate this back to the context. I'm going to say that each student will get 1/5 of all 4 sandwiches. This means they will get 4/5 of a sandwich. Okay, I have given context to my diagram. I've related it back to the numbers that I have represented in my diagram. I see the idea of where that 4/5 came from, and I see the idea of that repeat 1/5 4 times, right? So now I've completely answered number 1, and I'm ready to go on down to number 2. Number 2 simply says to write a division expression to represent the situation. Now, remember, boys and girls, we are thinking about division. We know that the first number in our division sentence is going to be, the first number is what represents the thing that is being broken up and divided. That is the dividend, the first number in my division sentence. The second number in my division sentence, the divisor, represents how many groups that thing is being shared among, right? Or how many friends are sharing the item that's being broken up and divided. When we remember that, exactly what the dividend means and the divisor means, then this is really not a big leap. What was it, the 4 sandwiches or the 5 friends that are going to be broken up and divided? Well, it's very clear to know what is being broken up and divided are the sandwiches. And thank goodness we're not breaking up and dividing our friends. Now, notice I'm using a backslash to represent the division symbol simply because I'm a little limited on my Chromebook. Plus, that backslash means the same thing as a division symbol. Now, the second number in our division sentence represents the divisor. That is how many the thing is being shared among. It's being shared among 5 friends. So notice, boys and girls, I now have completed number 1. I have written a division expression to represent the situation. Another way that I could do that would be to simply write it with the traditional symbol. Either of these ways represent the exact same thing. So we do want to get used to seeing alternative symbols, because you don't want, when you're asked a question that has that alternative symbol, for that symbol to be what keeps you from showing your amazing mathematical thinking. Well, this finishes out our cool down number 2.